Hello, my captivating Weasels. Welcome back to the Game Cave. My name is Weasel Bandit. We will continue with our prison here in Prison Architect. And we have come such a long way. It is wonderful to see a finished prison finally having been built. And it's just... You know, I feel pretty confident that this will... I think this is going to be good. And with like 11 and a half hours left until the first prisoners will arrive, we are $100,000 below budget. So that means that we are under budget. We are within our budget, and that is just great. I really didn't know if we could do that, the 5 million. It was just an estimate as how much I thought it would cost to build the prison completely finished. So that's nice that worked out. So we will fill capacity we will fill the prison, and you can press all these here numbers per day. You can say I want like 2, 3, 4, up to more prisoners per day. You can say all available. You can say total prisoners. That means that you want this many prisoners in your prison, and I'm just gonna say fill to capacity. So then it automatically adjusts it. But I want this to be a minimum security prison, a luxury prison. So I am going to only have minimum security prisoners as well. That means that they won't pay as much as, let's say, medium security prisoners or maximum or death row. But on the other hand, they won't make as much trouble. So let's just turn the clock ahead and then see what happens when our prisoners arrive. While we are waiting here, I don't know if we should make like a hatch or something here where they can go in, or if they have to walk through the reception to get into the prison. I'm a little unsure whether or not I want like a prison door there. But well, perhaps I'll add it in if it turns out that the things that we need in storage or need for the workshops or something, if that takes too long to go in either there or through here. But we'll see in a little time. Also, I just remembered that I still have 2 dog handlers there. I'm gonna fire them because as of right now I really don't need those. So that'll just be an unnecessary expense. And I also saw that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sniper towers. Then why do I have 5 snipers? That doesn't make sense. Okay, now that fits. Great. So now we are closing in on the time where the prisoners will finally arrive. Our first 100 prisoners will be arriving in 3, 2, 1. There they come. There they come. I don't know why I suddenly turned Irish, but there they have come. And we are suddenly below budget. Or below the budget that we started on. Of course, it's not much, but we also had to wait 11 hours, which meant that there were an hourly expense paid, plus the guards are having taser practice. So that means that they will have to not taser practice, taser lessons, and then they have to have tasers equipped, and that costs money. So this is our first prisoners. We have Paul Scales, sentenced to 10 years for possession to intent to supply. Yes. We have Felix Sportflower, sentenced to 3 years for video game piracy. Felix Cowell, 7 years for car theft. And yeah. Sometimes these guys can have some funny background stories. We've got Mr. T. Indie video game piracy. Wow. Voyeurism. Oh, there's one. Derek Hardsale Bennix. Derek worked in the sales department of a financial services firm. He became irate that his employer kept raising his sales goals year after year. His goals eventually got so high they were unobtainable, and he became enraged and murdered his boss. Oh, nice. So there are all these prisoners that are coming right now, and what happens here is they come into the reception, they go through the metal detector, and if that beeps on them, then they will be searched. You can see all of these prisoners that have these, magnifying glasses hovering over them. That means that they are about to be searched. What's that kind of close? Eaglebeak. Thomas Workbench Eaglebeak. Workbench started his career as an employed pyrotechnician, but switched later on to construct highly explosive stuff and utilities for robberies. He's known for constructions of explosive things, even out of tiny daily accessories or kitchen tools. And that has brought him to the minimum security prison? Yes. Oh well. Wait. The warden is calling me. What is happening now? A water pipe has burst and is flooding the area. Fix it before the damage becomes too severe. Yes. Isn't it just to put... Okay. So that can happen also. That you have to put a new... a new pipe in there. And of course that'll take a little time. You could go in here and... No, you could not. Of course, you could have installed a pipe valve so that you can turn off the water pipe. But that doesn't matter. This is not a problem, I think. But we don't know. Maybe. And here he comes to repair it. And that's great. Now that's repaired. Awesome. Haha. Right. So right now we have received all of our prisoners. I have tried at some points where you have prisoners coming and no prisoners are arriving. Sometimes that's because there is such a long queue, or perhaps if you've built this hatch like the second road gate, if you build that here, then there's not enough room for the trucks to come in, and or if you've built like some giant thing in here and there are delivery trucks in queue all up here, then it's gonna take a long time before the prisoners arrive. I've actually had to wait days before that, and that means that if you have filled to capacity, then if the prisoners haven't arrived on site, you still get the money for them, but you don't have them counted up here. That means that even if you've actually exceeded your amount of prisoners that you can handle in your prison, then they will still keep coming once they start coming. And oh, the accountant there. Sack her. We don't need her. So that can potentially be a problem. But we have prisoners arrive. We have had prisoners arriving at our prison. They are eating right now, and we have 5 in solitary confinement. Yeah, I think this is working out just fine for now. But of course, we only got like 20% of our total prisoner capacity. But that's okay. Right. So I want people to be able, or the prisoners to be able to work in these kind of rooms here. So I'm gonna go into programs and start up all of these. Actually, I have already started those. You can see all rooms booked. That means I have actually started it, but I haven't gotten to the point where I couldn't start the classes before the prisoners had arrived. So, but there's no need to like stop this and start again. You can just say reschedule all programs like that, and with that, all available prisoners have started their programs. So, and then we can see if we can, we have more rooms, so we can actually start several of these. We also have carpentry. Oh yeah, this one, we don't need the carpentry as apprenticeship first, because it's a prerequisite for starting this class that you have already taken the workshop safety introduction. So we can just say stop here and start up there. Yes. And that means that actually there are a lot of prisoners that will start this class right now inside a workshop, and then we'll soon have prisoners that are able to work here full time, and then we can make some money off of them. Yes. I think that I want to go over these programs one by one, so you guys can get a feel of what you need to do to have them done, and what they do. Workshop safety introduction, of course, that allows the prisoners to work inside the workshops. They are led by a foreman, which means that you only have one foreman and he can only be one place at once. So when we have in our regiment here, we have 3 times to work, 1, 2, 3. That means that we can only have 3 classes of those. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Kitchen safety and hygiene, that allows prisoners to be able to start working in the kitchens. And that's about it. You can see over here, once you hover over this, what that requires and how long it takes and how many sessions that it will require, and who controls or teaches the class. Foundation education program, that is that takes place in a classroom, and we've got classrooms right there. Right here. We've got 2 classrooms right here. So we can have these many. Yeah. We can have this many classes scheduled. Yeah. Behavioral therapy. That is for a psychiatrist to do. It was pointed out to me by someone who commented on the channel. Thank you, by the way. That it may be a little bit less than ideal to only have one psychiatrist or psychologist on site. So we might need to build another psychologist office at some point. Perhaps doing it, splitting the parole. Oh no, because he also pointed out that that we might need more parole offices, but. Well, I don't know. Perhaps it's going to be a problem later on, and then we'll have to build more. But for now, we will start off with these 2 classes. Yes, pharmacological treatment of drug addiction. That is for the inmates who are addicted to drugs. They are led in the common rooms. That's what you need all the chairs in the common rooms for. So we have 2 common rooms. And I think they are also led by a psychologist, led by a doctor in an infirmary. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, of course. It's the alcoholics group therapy that are in the common room. Of course it is. It's led by a psychologist in the common room. Exactly. The pharmacological treatment of drug, that is in the infirmary over here. Yes, of course. And we have 4 doctors. That might also be a little bit less than we want. But let's just... I don't know if you pay for these... No. Yes, you do. So I wonder if we pay for these classes when there's no one in them. There's only enough prisoners who are addicted to to drugs to fill out 4 slots. But we'll see if when this one starts, if we will have to pay something for that. Alcoholics group, that was what I was talking about. That is in the common room, led by a psychologist. Guard taster certification, we've already been over that. We don't need these many classes anymore. And reform program session, yeah. Parole hearing, we'll just have all of these. Okay, that's only that. These are led by a parole officer in a parole... Okay, that's why I've only built one of these rooms, because in the early days it used to be the warden who led this, and that meant that you can only have one warden, and that meant you can only essentially have one parole hearing room. So we might just split this room into 4 and then have the parole have a lot more parole hearings, but that maybe at some point we will do something about that. Spiritual guidance, that is pretty much self-explanatory. Religious guidance inside the prison, and let's just have as many of those as we can as well. Great. Carpentry apprenticeship. Okay, are they interested and qualified? That means that there's already been... Yeah, you can see up here there's already people who have passed the workshop safety introduction. So we'll take this away, and then we'll put the carpentry apprenticeship up there as well. That is there. So you can see we have 3 prisoners that are scheduled to start at 8 p.m., which is soon. As you can see here, there is 1 interested qualified, but and earlier there were 4, but there's only 3 up here. I think that if we press click reschedule, no, sometimes he will go from there to there, but he didn't in this case. But sometimes they will. So you might want to, as the prisoner capacity is filled here, go inside and just click reschedule once or twice a day, perhaps. I don't know. General education qualification, that is after they have completed the foundation education program, but that takes a while, so you might just want to wait and see until someone has completed this. So, but that takes like 10 sessions, and not all passes. Actually, most prisoners don't pass. So yeah, there is that. Great. So the first day is progressing nicely, I think. The inmates are eating. Yes, they are. And as we can see up here on the danger prison architect, the danger meter tells that the danger is low. As far as I understand it, if you can see here, it says that 73 prisoners say that they are well treated, 3 prisoners are shackled in their cells or in solitary, and all of that. The red ones are what gives danger. The white ones, I am not sure, and the green ones are the ones that takes away danger. Are the ones that take away the danger. As far as I can see it, you can measure it in more detail or see it in more detail inside the. Oh, I don't have an accountant. That's what I needed her for. Okay, inside the needs. That's what it was. Needs. You can see here. Satisfied is that color right here. I'm not gonna say what color it is because I don't know since I'm colorblind. But that color there, that represents how many prisoners are satisfied. And of course, we would all want them to be up here at 100 because we have 100 prisoners. Of course, that's not going to be possible all the time. But as long as few of them as possible are red, and as I really can't see anyone red here, perhaps a little bit down there, a little bit there, but I can't see if that's black or red. But as long as it's mostly this color, everything is good. And you do that by tending to all of these different needs. Bladder, bowels, it explains itself. Sleep, food, yeah, of course. Safety, yeah, if the prisoners are afraid to get shanked by everyone else inside the prison, they're not going to be feeling all that safe. Hygiene, that means showering and all of that. Exercise, that means time in the yard, and that also means weight benches and stuff like that. Family, that of course means that they should be able to call their family, which is why we've installed these phone booths, and also they should be able to get visited by their families inside the visitation room. Recreation, that is, recreation, fun time in the common house, or the common room, and, TV and radio and books and all of that inside their cells. Comfort, it also says itself. Environment, I'm not really sure, but I think that means, that they have things around them, or perhaps better floors or grass or something like that actually plays a role in that. I'm not really sure. Warmth, that also says itself. You can see it inside the logistics and then under temperature. And then you can see that here. I also think these colors are pretty self-explanatory. I think this is the cool color, and these are the warm color, and this is the hot color. And of course you can go in here and see the temperature, and of course that shouldn't... prisoners don't like to be kept in 17 Celsius centigrades or 62 Fahrenheit. They don't like that. Of course they want to be warm and content, and I can't really find the word I'm looking for, but yeah, yes, that is what they want. They want to be that, which I cannot find a word for. I'll think of it as soon as I stop recording. I'm sure of it. But anyways, let's go over here again. And privacy, I think that has something to do with some people could be tempted to just build one large common room and build not common room, dormitory, and then having 500 bunk beds in there, and then just have one room for all the prisoners. But of course that won't really be that much private, so the prisoners won't like that very much. Privacy also says itself. No, we've just done that. Freedom. Yeah, well, I think that means. I think that's when. Yeah, your solitary confinement and lockup policies. We can take a look at them afterwards here, but I think that's something to do with that. Clothing, of course, if there aren't enough people working in the here in the laundry room, then they can't have clean clothes, and that's just disgusting and annoying. Drugs, that was the drug treatment we had in here. Alcohol, same. Spirituality, also inside the chapel over here. And literacy is the library over here. The B&R library. Yeah. So just make sure that all of these needs are tended to regularly, and you can do that by fiddling with the regime in here. It may be too much work what I've done here, but we'll see how it works out later on. The policy in here, you can fiddle with how much we want to pay for each meal, if the quantity and variety should be more or less. Of course, that will inflict or affect how happy your prisoners are. Also, the parole officer, how much of a reoffending rate that the prisoners need to be able to qualify for a parole. And of course, you can take that all down there, so that there are more prisoners that could potentially be paroled, but that will also give you extra money if they get paroled early. But if they get wrongfully paroled and then they reoffend on the outside, then you will lose some kind of thing. You'll have some kind of penalty inside the prison grading here. We can see the prison grading because we must have 10 prisoners who have been released before we can see that. But that's what that does. The grants says itself. We can do some of these now. Crackdown on drugs to clean. Oh no, yeah, okay, it's too late now, but I think I will go over them in the next video, because we are just about out of time soon. And of course the intake says itself, we'll receive 49 prisoners in the morning, and I actually think that was pretty much it for now. I think we've also reached the end of the video for now. There was one thing that I wanted to show you guys, but I can't remember what it was. But oh well, I'm sure it will come up in another episode. But for now, we can be happy that our prison is working as intended as of the moment. This moment. Oh yes, now I remember. Now I remember. Some people likes people. That's singular. Yeah. Some people likes. Or yeah, it is. Some people likes to have dogs on patrol on the outside of the prison, because dogs can sniff out if there is a tunnel being built. But instead of doing that, I like to wait until my prisoners are asleep and then just do a shakedown where everything in the prison will be searched. That means that all of the equipment inside the cells, everything that the prisoners have, like contraband and stuff like that, will be confiscated, and they will also find out if there has been any tunnels. If there has been dug any tunnels. Yeah. So we'll just wait until the prisoners are asleep, and the reason I do this at night is to affect the prisoners, well, let's say, as less as possible, because if they're being searched while the danger is high, the danger can become even higher and cause problems. But if we do that when we are asleep, then there is, well, really not much of a chance that it'll cause any problems. But as you can see here now, we are having everything searched here. Of course, it takes time. The more officers you have, the less time it takes. Exactly. But, well, as you can see up in the bar that shows how many places they have searched and how many they need to search, well, that does something. And also by doing this, we completed one of the grants. We can see that in the grant, we just crack down on drugs. That says find 10 illegal narcotics. Of course, we'll do that once we search everything in the prison. If you find a tunnel, I will show you guys later, because we are bound to have a tunnel or two. You go inside the materials, and then you say remove tunnel, and then you just click and drag, and then you can remove the tunnels. But the prison cell will become unusable until the tunnel is removed. So, oh, there was a tunnel there. Where was it? Oh, what? No, that was something else. I don't... Oh, yeah, there it was. See, he has been trying to dig a tunnel from beneath his toilet. So we will just say materials, remove tunnel, and then we will click and drag there. And then the tunnel will be removed, and he will be incarcerated in the solitary confinement once this is finished. And I think that is finished now. So yes, that makes sure that the contraband will be removed regularly. But there is one drawback to doing it this way, and that is this. If you can see down in the bottom here, 23 prisoners have been unnecessarily searched recently. Yes, the prisoners who are being searched unnecessarily will be, well, grumpy, mad, not happy. And of course that will raise the danger a bit, but I would rather, well, that's just my opinion, I would rather have the prisoners being a little bit angry about being searched all the time than having prisoners being angry about getting shanked or shivved all the time by other prisoners because we haven't found what contraband they might have. But that is just my opinion. And I really don't think there's much more. Oh yeah, I need to rehire the accountant so I can go into the finance and the validation. Here, of course, you can see the finances, how much you get for each prison for all the prisoners, and how much your expenses are, and all of that. And validation. Here you can sell your prison, or you can sell shares of the prison. This is usually used when you don't have the unlimited funds, where if you have a prison and you are short on money and you can't borrow any money in the bank or anything else, you can sell 10% of your prison to someone else and receive 10% of the value. Then you also have to buy it back for 10% of the new value. That means if you buy 10% of the value when the prison is $50,000 worth, you only pay $5,000 for the value. But once it is $500,000 worth, then you will have to pay back 50,000. So it's like stocks: buy high and sell low, and all that. But of course, that can't be done here exactly. You can't sell shares or buy shares or sell the prison if someone has been. Yeah, you can see that the accountant on side, at least 20 prisoners, no recent deaths, no recent escapes also. That is a prerequisite for that. And then you can see how much your prison is worth totally. And actually, even though we have nearly $5 million in debt, we are only $2.6 million in debt, because the prison is worth something, and the staff and the prisoner capacity and everything is also worth something. The longer time you don't have any kind of incidents inside here. See, oh yeah, little side note: hygiene. That means that he wants to be able to shower. But the longer time you don't have any real incidents in here, the more money you will also get. There'll come an extra down here where it says time without incidents in the prison, and then you will receive extra money for that. So I think that was pretty much of everything inside the reports explained. If there's anything I have left out, please let me know and I will come back to it. Of course, the prisoners are still sleeping, so they feel that their hygiene isn't really good, and the bladder, of course, but that will be better once they wake up here in like 5 minutes. But we'll pause the game and then we will continue in the next episode. So thanks for being in the Game Cave, guys. My name is Weasel Bandit. I will see you in the next video. If you like this video, then please give it a like. If you have any questions or anything that you want to say to me, or if you just want to let me know that I did a horrible job here, or anything else, just let me know in the comments. And please click subscribe if you feel that these videos are something that you would want to see on a regular basis. My name is Weasel Bandit. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.